For 3 generations, BMW owned the electric executive sedan conversation. The i5 arrived first, looked right, drove well, and nobody questioned it. Audi was late. The e-tron SUV had range problems. The Q6 was fine but unremarkable. So when Audi finally delivers a dedicated electric A6 with 650 kilometers of claimed range, around 404 miles, 428 horsepower, and a drag coefficient of 0.21, the question is not whether the car is good, it is whether Audi has earned the right to ask this kind of money for it. After walking around this one at the Salzburg Motor Show, the answer is more complicated than I expected. One walk around, everything you need to decide. The Sportback shape is doing more work than it appears. 0.21 CD makes this the most aerodynamic production Audi ever built, and you can see why. The roofline drops in a single unbroken arc from the A-pillar to the tail. Flush door handles, active grille shutters, and a rear diffuser that actually functions rather than decorates. In Plasmablau Metallic on 21-inch wheels with the S-Line package and black exterior trim, the proportions read low, wide, and deliberate. The two-tier headlight signature, slim running lights above, main beam hidden below, is the clearest visual separation between Audi's electric and combustion lines. Sitting inside, the first impression is coherence. The 11.9-inch driver display and 14.5-inch center touchscreen sit under a single curved glass panel angled toward the driver. The layout mirrors what Audi holds in the Q6, but the execution here feels a generation ahead. Response times are fast. The menu logic makes sense without a tutorial. Brushed aluminum trim, soft touch surfaces across the upper dashboard, and ambient lighting that adjusts with drive modes. I have spent time in interiors at twice this price that felt less considered than this one. I did not expect to be saying that about a car on a show stand. The front cabin puts you slightly higher than a traditional saloon, a consequence of the battery floor. The sport seats in this S-Line configuration hold well without restricting movement, and the flat-bottom steering wheel sits naturally in your hands. Ventilated seats are a €1,200 option on this build. The head-up display with augmented reality navigation projects turn arrows directly onto the road ahead. One detail that registers immediately: the physical volume roller on the center console. After 2 years of capacitive nonsense across the industry, Audi gave you something to actually grip and turn. A small decision that earns disproportionate trust. The rear cabin is generous for two. Legroom benefits from the 2,940mm wheelbase, and headroom is acceptable despite the sloping roofline, though taller passengers will notice the ceiling arriving sooner than in a BMW i5. The floor is flat, no transmission tunnel, but the seat base is higher than you might expect. Under-thigh support could be better. It is comfortable for a 90-minute motorway run. It is not a limousine. The panoramic glass roof with switchable transparency helps, but it is a €2,700 option on this spec. 502 liters of boot space, around 17.7 cubic feet. The hatchback opening is the detail that separates this from a BMW i5 saloon boot. You lift the tailgate and you are loading into a wide, flat, usable space, rather than posting luggage through a letterbox. The 40-20-20 split rear seats fold for longer items. A 27-liter frunk under the bonnet handles the charging cable. Practical enough for a weekend away. Not an estate, but the Avant exists for a reason. 428 horsepower from 2 electric motors through all 4 wheels. 545 Newton-meters of torque, the figure that explains how a car this size reaches 100 in 4.5 seconds, around 4.3 seconds to 60 miles per hour. The 100 kilowatt-hour battery charges from 10 to 80% in 21 minutes at up to 270 kilowatts. That is a coffee stop. The BMW i5 takes 30 minutes for the same window at 205 kilowatts. 9 minutes is not a statistic. It is one fewer compromise on every long journey. Real-world consumption sits around 16.4 kilowatt-hours per 100 kilometers. The 800-volt architecture is what makes the charging figure possible, and it is the single biggest ownership advantage this platform holds over Munich. This car, as configured on the Salzburg show floor, costs €97,581. The base A6 Sportback E-TRON QUATTRO lists at $79,400. At that entry figure, a comparably equipped BMW i5 xDrive 4.0 asks for similar money but charges slower, offers less range, and does not match this interior. The Mercedes EQE costs roughly the same and gives you less boot space and a cabin that reviewers consistently describe as no better. What Audi does not yet have is the i5's established reputation as a driver's car. The kind of steering feel that makes a BMW a BMW. That gap is real, and if cornering engagement is the thing that keeps you awake on a test drive, the i5 is still the answer. For everyone else, the question this car forces is uncomfortable. If the late arrival is the better car, what exactly was the premium for being first? Whether that question changes your shortlist is a decision you make, not me, but the evidence is harder to dismiss than I expected it to be. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe for more content just like this. Leave a comment below with your thoughts or questions. I read every single one. And don't forget to click the bell icon to get notified about my next upload. See you in the next video.